Imagine standing on the brink of a medical revolution, a future where the discovery of the next life-saving medicine is not limited by the speed of human hands or the limitations of traditional research, but is instead propelled forward by the digital intellect of artificial intelligence. Envision a world where the next breakthrough antibody is not only more powerful, but fundamentally smarter, having been engineered by algorithms that optimize every molecule for maximum impact. In this era, the painstaking trial and error of the laboratory gives way to the analytical precision of supercomputers, and the timeline from idea to cure shrinks from decades to mere months. As of today, South Korea is boldly stepping into this future, and the stakes, both for the nation and for the world, could scarcely be higher. Behind the scenes in sterile hospital corridors and inside the glass towers of pharmaceutical giants, an invisible race is underway. This is a contest not of speed alone, but of vision and technological daring, a race that could redefine the way humanity fights disease. The South Korean government has committed more than 40 billion Korean won, roughly equivalent to nearly 30 million United States dollars, toward developing antibody biobetters designed by artificial intelligence. This is more than a financial investment. It is a declaration of intent, a statement that South Korea aims to become a global powerhouse for biopharmaceutical innovation. The implications stretch far beyond the laboratory, touching the lives of patients, scientists, investors, and the entire healthcare ecosystem. But what exactly are biobetters? And why does artificial intelligence suddenly hold the key to their creation? Biobetters represent a new generation of biological drugs. Unlike biosimilars, which are essentially near-identical copies of existing therapies, biobetters leap ahead. They are improved successors to current treatments, designed to offer better safety, higher efficacy, more convenient administration, or longer-lasting effects. Consider them as the next-level upgrades to today's medical blockbusters. For example, a biobetter might be an antibody therapy for rheumatoid arthritis that works more quickly, remains effective in the body for longer, and causes fewer side effects than the original drug. Or imagine a cancer therapy that targets tumors with unmatched accuracy and is simple enough for patients to self-administer at home. The traditional pathway to developing these advanced drugs is arduous. The process routinely stretches over more than a decade and devours billions upon billions of dollars. It involves countless laboratory experiments, years of clinical trials, and meticulous regulatory scrutiny. There are no shortcuts. Yet, artificial intelligence promises to overturn this paradigm by analyzing vast troves of data, including genetic profiles, chemical structures, and clinical outcomes. I can identify promising drug candidates, simulate how they will interact with the human body, and optimize their design in ways that were previously unthinkable. Some industry experts estimate that with the right algorithms and datasets, AI could reduce drug development timelines by as much as 2/5, bringing therapies to patients years ahead of schedule. This is not just theoretical. Companies like In Silico Medicine, Exscientia, and Recursion Pharmaceuticals are already leveraging artificial intelligence to discover new drug targets, design molecules, and streamline clinical trials. In one remarkable case, an AI-designed drug candidate for fibrosis entered clinical trials in less than 18 months, a process that would typically take 5 years or more. This is the kind of acceleration that South Korea hopes to achieve on a national scale. A spokesperson from the South Korean Ministry of Health and Welfare recently laid out the government's ambitious new initiative. The plan is to launch a massive national research and development project, bringing together the nation's leading universities, innovative biotech startups, and established pharmaceutical companies into a powerful industry-academia consortium. The ultimate goal is to discover at least one AI-designed antibody biobetter, not limited to any specific disease area, but open to all possibilities, from oncology and rare immune disorders to infectious diseases and chronic conditions. This project is more than a scientific gamble. It is a cornerstone of South Korea's strategy to pivot its economy toward high-value innovation. Biopharmaceutical exports from South Korea reached an all-time high of 10 billion United States dollars in the year 2024, underscoring the country's rising influence in global medicine. The worldwide market for biobetters is projected to surpass 55 billion United States dollars by the year 2028, fueled by the demand for improved biologics and surging investments in AI-driven drug discovery. The window of opportunity is wide open, but the competition is fierce. Around the world, pharmaceutical giants in the United States, China, and Europe are making parallel bets. The United States has witnessed an explosion of partnerships between tech firms and pharmaceutical companies, aiming to bring new therapies from concept to clinic in record time. In China, government-backed investments in AI healthcare startups have reached into the billions of dollars, all with the goal of leapfrogging traditional drug discovery methods. Europe's biotech ecosystem is also flourishing, with generous public funding supporting a new wave of experimental AI-driven firms. The race to dominate the next era of healthcare is truly global, and South Korea is determined to be at the front of the pack. Artificial intelligence can change the rules of the game, reducing the time to market for new drugs and opening doors to treatments once thought impossible, says Dr. Ming-Kyu Lee, a respected biotech strategist in Seoul. But it's a marathon, not a sprint. The technology is advancing at breathtaking speed, but so too are the risks, the regulatory challenges, and the competition. There is an even deeper layer to this vision. The South Korean government has set a transformative target. By the year 2030, it aims to achieve AI adoption rates of 70% in industry and an astonishing 95% in the public sector. Such high adoption would not only revolutionize healthcare, but would ripple out to reshape factories, logistics networks, city planning, and even government services. Imagine a country where artificial intelligence optimizes traffic flows, manages energy grids, and streamlines public administration, all while powering the discovery of new medicines. This is South Korea's vision for the fourth industrial revolution. Of course, with every great ambition comes a formidable set of challenges. Let's break down the obstacles facing this initiative. First, there is the regulatory gauntlet. The Korean Ministry of Food and Drug Safety mandates a full biologics license application for any new biobetters. This is a rigorous, multi-stage process designed to ensure the highest standards of safety and efficacy. It requires preclinical studies, multi-phase clinical trials, and comprehensive documentation. While the government's open-ended approach, allowing researchers to propose projects targeting any disease, invites creative innovation, it also raises the risk that resources may be spread too thin or that promising ideas could be overlooked. Next, there are ethical and regulatory minefields. Can AI-designed drugs truly be trusted with patient lives? What happens if a sophisticated algorithm, trained on massive but imperfect datasets, makes a mistake or produces results that human scientists cannot interpret? The so-called black box problem, where even the creators of an AI system cannot fully explain its decisions, raises serious concerns when lives are at stake. The promise is huge, but we must not underestimate the complexity of bringing AI-designed medicines to real patients, warns Dr. Soyeon Kim, a leading expert in regulatory affairs. Transparency, accountability, and patient safety must remain our top priorities. Data privacy is another urgent issue. Developing cutting-edge biobetters requires access to immense quantities of patient data, genetic information, and clinical trial results. In an era when cyber attacks and data breaches are increasingly common, how can this sensitive information be protected? Who owns the data? And who has the right to decide its use? These are not just technical questions. They touch on fundamental issues of trust between citizens, scientists, and the state. There is also the matter of international competition and collaboration. While South Korea opens the doors to global talent and ideas, its competitors are not standing still. The United States, with its vast biomedical research infrastructure, is forging ahead with AI partnerships that have already produced molecules ready for clinical testing. China's government has funneled billions into AI healthcare startups, aiming to disrupt the industry from the ground up. Europe, with its network of research universities and biotech firms, continues to experiment with new funding models and regulatory frameworks to support AI-driven discovery. South Korea's project stands out for its openness. By not limiting the initiative to a specific disease, the government is inviting a broad spectrum of innovation, hoping that unexpected breakthroughs will emerge. However, this openness requires careful management. Too many scattered projects could dilute resources and slow progress, while too narrow a focus could miss opportunities for serendipitous discovery. The government has set a tight deadline, just over 2 years, to deliver results, making project management and clear evaluation criteria absolutely critical. As September approaches, marking the government's deadline to assemble the industry-academia consortium, a pivotal question looms. Can South Korea's bold experiment overcome its regulatory, ethical, and technological hurdles to deliver an AI-designed antibody biobetter that sets a new global standard? Let's explore the futures that could unfold. If South Korea's ambitious venture succeeds, if its AI-powered consortium produces a genuine breakthrough, the impact could be seismic. Global investment in AI-driven drug discovery would likely surge as other nations race to replicate South Korea's model. The country could become the world's hub for AI-powered biomedicine, attracting top scientists, venture capital, and cross-border partnerships. Korean universities and biotech firms could draw in global students and researchers, sparking an innovation boom that reverberates throughout Asia and beyond. Let's get practical. Imagine drug development timelines shrinking by as much as 2/5, making life-saving therapies available years sooner. Patients with cancer, autoimmune disorders, or even new infectious threats could benefit from safer, more targeted treatments with fewer side effects. The impact on public health would be enormous. Faster cures, lower healthcare costs, and better quality of life for millions. For healthcare professionals, AI-designed biobetters could mean more accurate diagnoses, customized treatments, and a new era of personalized medicine. The economic rewards could be transformative. The global market for biobetters is expected to exceed $55 billion by the year 2028. Even a modest share of this market could generate billions in new exports for South Korea, fueling job creation and cementing the nation's status as a technology leader. Already, South Korea's biopharmaceutical exports have soared to a record $10 billion in 2024. And this initiative could drive that figure even higher in the coming years. This surge in exports would generate ripple effects across the entire economy, fostering new industries and supporting a vibrant ecosystem of startups, research institutes, and manufacturing hubs. But success is far from guaranteed. The regulatory path is complex and unyielding. The biologics license application process, overseen by the Korean Ministry of Food and Drug Safety, is known for its rigor. Delays are common, and even the most promising candidates can falter at the final hurdle. Ethical questions, how AI is trained, the transparency of its decisions, the privacy of patient data, and the risks of algorithmic bias could ignite public debate or even spark backlash. Trust in technology is fragile, and in a world increasingly wary of digital influence, it must be earned anew with each breakthrough. There is also the real possibility that, despite all efforts, AI systems may not outperform traditional drug discovery methods within the compressed 2-year, 3-month timeline. We are navigating uncharted territory, one official from the Korean Health Industry Promotion Division remarked. There is risk, but also the promise of setting a new global standard. Let's delve deeper into the technical hurdles. AI models are only as robust as the data on which they are trained. Incomplete or biased datasets can lead to flawed drug candidates, missed safety signals, or unforeseen side effects. While AI can simulate thousands of molecular interactions per second, the translation from simulation to clinical reality remains fraught with uncertainty. Clinical trials, even when guided by AI predictions, are expensive and unpredictable. Regulators demand hard evidence of safety and efficacy, and it remains to be seen whether traditional clinical endpoints will suffice for drugs designed largely by algorithms, or if new standards will be necessary. These technical challenges are amplified by the evolving nature of HUI itself. As machine learning models grow more complex, their inner workings become harder to interpret. The black box dilemma is not just a philosophical problem. It is a practical barrier to regulatory approval and public acceptance. For a patient and their physician, understanding why a new therapy works can be as important as knowing that it works. Regulators may require new tools for interpreting and validating the decisions made by AI systems, adding yet another layer of complexity to the already demanding approval process. There are also profound implications for the workforce. As artificial intelligence becomes central to drug development, the skill sets required in the pharmaceutical industry will shift. Data scientists, machine learning engineers, and computational biologists will stand shoulder to shoulder with traditional chemists and clinicians. South Korea's education system will need to evolve, training a new generation of professionals who are equally fluent in biology and artificial intelligence. This presents a tremendous opportunity for young people. Expertise at the intersection of AI and life sciences is likely to become one of the most sought-after career paths in the coming decade. For the wider economy, the knock-on effects could be transformative. High AI adoption rates, as targeted by the government, 70% in industry and 95% in the public sector by the year 2030, could lead to smarter factories, highly efficient logistics, and a digital-first approach to public services. South Korea would not only be a leader in healthcare, but a model for how nations can harness artificial intelligence to drive economic growth and societal progress. If successful, this initiative could inspire a global wave of similar projects, each competing to unlock the next frontier in medicine and technology. However, South Korea's competitive, open approach also carries risks. By inviting proposals from across the country and potentially from international collaborators, the consortium must maintain a delicate balance between creativity and strategic focus. Too many competing projects might dilute resources and slow progress, while too narrow a focus could stifle innovation. Effective management, transparent selection criteria, and strong leadership will be essential to keep the initiative on course. There are lessons to be drawn from history. The Human Genome Project, launched in the late 20th century, promised to revolutionize medicine by decoding human DNA. While it took longer and cost more than initially projected, its ultimate success laid the groundwork for today's era of precision medicine. Similarly, South Korea's gamble on AI-designed biobetters may face setbacks, but even partial success could catalyze an entire ecosystem of innovation. Let's bring this closer to you, the viewer. Even if you have never set foot in a biotech laboratory, these trends will likely shape your world. Artificial intelligence is no longer confined to robots, chatbots, or self-driving cars. It is rapidly becoming the backbone of modern medicine. The experiences unfolding in South Korea offer a blueprint for how nations, companies, and individuals can seize the immense opportunities of the AI age. If you work in business, technology, or healthcare, South Korea's bold move is a signal to watch, learn, and perhaps even become part of this next wave of innovation. For students, researchers, and young professionals, this is a wake-up call. The careers of the future will be forged at the intersection of artificial intelligence and biology. So can South Korea truly deliver a world-changing, AI-designed biobetter? The answer is a cautious yet optimistic yes, provided the nation can balance relentless innovation with unwavering safety and transparency. Success will hinge on smart regulation, global collaboration, and the ability to move quickly without cutting ethical corners. The risks are real, but the rewards could be historic. Here's a little-known fact. Because the project's competition is open, international researchers, startups, and companies have the unique opportunity to partner with Korean teams, riding the crest of this innovation and actively shaping the future of global medicine. From Seoul to San Francisco, the door is open for bold thinkers ready to take a risk and make history. What do you think? Is this the dawn of a new era in drug discovery, or are we underestimating the challenges ahead? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you want more deep dives into the intersection of technology and global economics, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications.